We are in downtown Lancaster, awaiting to hear the Lancaster High School Band of Gold, now celebrating its 100th year anniversary. Each of the four quadrants of Town Square, which is located at Main and Broad Street, is unique. On one side was the gazebo. This is Fountain Square. This square actually developed during the late 1800s, 1890s is to be exact. And this fountain was a gift from a local businessman after the ladies of the town went to him and asked to help build something very unique on this quadrant. On the other quadrant is a memorial to General William Tecumseh Sherman, and also on the other quadrant is the Lancaster City Hall. So we have history, music, a quiet place, and basically the building where government works. But now we're ready to leave this town for a while because it's getting cold and time to go south. Well, here we are again, saying goodbye again as I mount the steps to the U.S. Post Office in Lancaster to check the mail one more time before leaving and going south for the winter. Yeah, not much there. So why not walk another block and get another shot of the Lancaster City Hall. Big sandstone building made from sandstones that are quarried right here on the north side of town. And yes, we can make a trek across the street to give another shout out to Fountain Square. That fountain fell in disarray some years ago when I was a youngster, and they thought they were going to tear it down, but they didn't. And there you can see the tower of City Hall, and that's where the clock strikes every quarter hour, half hour, and three-quarter hour, and at the top of the hour. So I'll tell you a story about the City Hall here. You see the top floor where the windows are coming out of the roof? That was the library when I was in junior high school. And a friend of mine found a way to get up into the clock tower, up to the very top. And on Halloween one year, he stood up there with a tennis racket and some cherry bombs and some M80s, and he plucked them out of the windows or of the openings in the bell tower. Well, the police station was in the first floor, and so he would pluck one out one side, and the police would run out of the police station and run across the street, and then he would pluck one out the other side, and then they would run on the other side and out across the street. It was like Keystone Cops. So he got by with it. But the next night, a friend of his decided to do the same thing, but the police were on to it then. And they caught him, and he had to go to, I don't know, some sort of detention thing. So anyhow, that's just a funny little story about this building and a little bit of its history from 1890. And so on the other side of the street, we'll just take a look at the gazebo where music is played every Friday night during the summertime. And this place, the whole street gets cordoned off and filled up with people sitting in lawn chairs up and down this block. And now we're jaywalking across the street to a statue of Lancaster's most famous resident, well, not resident now, but birthplace of General William Tecumseh Sherman. And this is Veterans Square. So there's the guy right there. He's the one that the people in the South love to hate because of his brutal treatment of the Southern buildings during the Civil War, or the war between the states, or the War of Aggression, depending upon where you live. But he was born here, and there was a move, believe it or not, there was a move afoot a few months ago to tear his statue down. Now, why on earth would any organization that professes to care about black lives want to tear down the statue of the general that helped liberate them? Just don't quite understand things like that. Anyhow, say goodbye. This is Main Hill. One of my fondest memories is grabbing onto the back bumper of a city transit bus and in the wintertime, and sliding down that hill on snow and ice behind the transit bus. This is a rather plain building that was built in 1933 for a very special purpose. Today it's just kind of been, I don't know, somehow repurposed into something other than what it was meant for. If you would notice, there are 3 doors on this side of the building, and if you'll notice also, the lines for parking are diagonal. So this building started off as the Lancaster bus station. So that was gate 1, all aboard for Cincinnati and Chillicothe and Point South. And gate 2, all aboard going east to Zanesville and Cambridge. And gate 3 down there, all aboard for going to Columbus and Cleveland. And so the Lakeshore buses would pull in here diagonally, and they would load up with passengers, and they would take them to wherever their hearts desired. I think we had some Greyhound here occasionally, but Trailways never came in here. But anyhow, I know that the Barker, rather than calling out just 2 or 3 cities, he called out 10 or 12 cities, because all of these buses stopped at every local crossroads that you could see, take on pigs and chickens and let off people. Anyhow, it's fitting that Breaker's truck and trailer repair is just across the railroad tracks from the old bus station. So that's where we are, and that's where we'll be heading out today. So walking back to my home, right over there at Breaker's Truck and Trailer Repair on Grogan Street in Lancaster. And if you ever have a problem with an RV and you're in this area, this is the place to go. So our next chore is to walk around here and turn on the master battery. Hello, Mr. Prevost. Here we come. I already had the bay doors open. And so 24 volts on, 12 volts on. Tire alarm beeping. Let's turn that off first. There we go. And get my keys. No, I don't have a speedometer or a tachometer yet. Maybe I'll get one. But okay. Lights on. Lights off. Crank this baby. Oil pressure. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, we'll do a walk around in a minute. So the temperatures got down to about 50 degrees last night, and Doesn't that mean it's time to go south? I think so. So Lynn and I are now on the bus and going on Route 33. And this is another telling Ohio goodbye for a while. This is the bridge over to Ripley and Ravenswood. So this is the big Ohio River. And on the other side of this is West Virginia. So as we look out the front window, well, there's a big barge being pushed by a tugboat. 3 barges being pushed by a tugboat. I can't move the camera, I would show you. So there is the West Virginia sign, and I guess that means we are now in West Virginia. And as we come off of the bridge, have to slow down a little bit here. The temperatures on the bus are really good. Everything seems to be running well, except the cruise control is still inoperable. So if there's anyone in the United States that can fix a cruise control for a two-stroke Detroit diesel 8V92 turbo with an Allison 755 World transmission, get in touch with me and we'll come visit you. So now we're getting on Interstate 77 going toward Charleston.